everyone, my name is Kyle Loss, and I'm the Executive Director of Actors Theater. It has been way too long, but we are excited. This summer we are coming back, and we cannot wait to see all of you.
Hi, my name is Marcus Jordan. I am a native of Grand Rapids, but I've been gone for a little bit, spent some time in New York City performing and teaching, and now I'm recently moved back. And I was asked to do this by my good friend that's standing next to me, who's going to introduce herself soon. And we're just so excited to show you the things that are coming your way.
Yeah, and I'm Ellie Francis. I have had the great pleasure of working with Actors Theater many a time, so I'm so thrilled to be back in the community fold. The last 7 or 8 years now, whatever time is in COVID world, I've spent a lot of time in New York City. Quarantine brought me back home, if you will, which makes a ton of sense to be working on this piece with Actors Theater, which I count to be one of my many homes. So I'm super honored and excited and thrilled to get to work on this piece, to get to work with my dear friend Marcus, to get to work with Kyle, to get to work with our dear friend Larry Young, behind the scenes on all of this stuff, and then what an opportunity we have to work with this cast of artists and musicians. It's been so nourishing so far, and we haven't even gotten to the show yet. So.
Right?
Yeah.
And I am Larry Young, no stranger to Actors Theater. Used to work for Actors Theater for a while. I've been in many productions, and then also served on the board of directors. I'm very excited to breathe life back into Actors Theater after everything we've gone through this past year. It is the theater that I consider to be my home, the first theater I worked with in Grand Rapids, and of course many shows with Fred Cebulski, the founding director. So very excited to be working with this amazing team, and excited to bring this show to life.
Awesome. So these three folks are not only putting together this first piece, they've also been a part of the entire visionary group that's come up with this concept for the summer series. And you know, we all know what a summer concert series is, but this is different. So maybe first let's talk a little bit about what this performance series even looks like. What does it feel like? What is different about it? What makes it Actors Theater? So.
I can take that one.
Do it.
Sure. So when we were having many conversations about what does Actors Theater look like post-pandemic, right? How do we re-enter, if you will, into the space, into the world as individuals, as institutions, as artistic spaces? What does that look and feel like? And what does that look and feel like specifically for Actors Theater? We have a great privilege in this town to have quite a few arts institutions, a lot of different theaters that have really wonderful work that they produce, and something that makes Actors unique and always has is that they are always rooted in their mission. Thought-provoking, innovative, challenging theater that makes you think. Anyone that's ever worked with theater, has Actors Theater, or has participated as an audience member can tell you that much. So we really wanted to approach the re-entry into this space with that as our foundation. So whether it is a series of songs performed by a handful of artists and singers on a stage outside, that doesn't make it a concert necessarily, and though that is going to be the nuts and bolts of some of these performance experiences, it should feel and flow, and it has so far, like an Actors Theater show. With a variety of different points of view, a variety of different points of perspectives, and all of that is going to be flavoring the way that the music and the scenes and the performances come alive. So that's kind of how we've been envisioning this. And then we've focused a little bit on this first show, starting with home as our first concept, our first route on how this first show is going to live. So yeah, I think that kind of talks about the whole thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So the first show is about home. What does that look like? What does that feel like for folks? What is home in this?
I guess I can take that one. There were lots of themes that we talked about as we were kind of gathering information, seeing who would be involved, and quarantine, the pandemic has led us to ask that question: what is home? Everyone the hustle and bustle has been taken away, and you've been sitting in your house, and people are like, "I want to go outside," or "Where's my friend?" or like, "I want to walk my dog." God damn it! So we realized that the physical structures that we longed to be in when we were hustling and bustling and missing our partners and trying to get our kids off to school and taking grandma this place were not home. And when we contacted the artists and we sat down with each one of them and we talked to them about, after asking them to be a part of it and loving on them for being Actors family, we asked them about home, and most of them talked about connection. They talked about like their physical connection, their spiritual connection, their emotional connection to other humans. And the word that we kind of fell upon was warmth. And then secondly, connection. So the folks in this concert, and I think a lot of us are realizing that we, you and you, are home. The body that I have the privilege of walking around, that holds not only my pumping organs, but also my experiences, my trauma. They are my home. And then I get to lovingly and openly experience that and share that with another person. And that time, artist after artist after artist, it was the same thing. It was mind-blowing. Yeah. And sometimes it was like emotional, and then sometimes it was super effervescent, and then other times it was like a spiritual experience. But everyone said the same thing: connection. So that is what home is, and that's what we're going to be exploring. It's like, how do we navigate connection in a world that has forced us to not be connected? So that's what you can expect in the show. Yeah.
And one thing that I've really loved about the process itself that's so Actors Theater is the fact that it has been so collaborative with the artists. We're asking for them to tell us what their connection is, what their story is, and that's going to make this even more impactful, because it's not just us and our definition of home putting together a performance. We're actually asking them to be a part of the creative process, selecting their songs, and it's going to really bring it to another level of connection with the collaboration with the artists, which is so Actors Theater.
Yeah.
Another connection that we made and wanted to explore and talk about is equity and inclusion. Not only for the artists to be artists, which I feel like all of us are artists, right? And we want autonomy in the way that we appear on stage, including the content and the way that we are portrayed. But what we also wanted to do, which we have done brilliantly, is we wanted people from different places, from different journeys in Grand Rapids to be represented on the stage, and to let everyone know that they are also Actors family, that Actors have championed that, bringing people from all over, and they're going to continue to do those things. And so we have people that learn how to storytell in church, and we have people that learn how to storytell at Actors Theater, and we have people that learn how to storytell at school or in other institutions.
Classical music.
Yes, classical singers. So we have folks from all over. So the point of view is super stretchy, and it's gonna be like taffy. And I'm super excited that you might see someone do something that you're used to, but it's not a face you're used to. And we're super excited about what that's going to invigorate in the folks that are at these concerts. So we're just over the moon about what this is going to be.
And another whole piece of that too is accessibility, which is something that we're addressing in a new and different way. So tickets actually are pay what you can. We have a suggested price of $15, but we're saying this is all about community, this is about a home, and we know that this last year has been very difficult for folks, so we want to make sure that everyone will be able to participate in this together, and that's been kind of the whole focus of this thing, is how do we come together safely again as a community and explore this idea. So we hope you can take advantage of that and join us for it.
You guys, excited to see you there.
Yeah.
So excited.
We're so excited.